Robot vacuums make day-to-day life so much easier. You don't need to vacuum anymore, they also mop your floors, cleaning annoying stains. So that's where Lefant comes in with their M5 Pro model, promising a hassle-free cleaning experience with no hands-on interventions. Let's see what comes included in this box, and then we'll get to set it up. Right on top, we have a quick start guide, a box of accessories, the robot vacuum itself, and the cleaning base. It's not the most compact unit, but it packs a lot of features. First, we need to take off all the peel from the device. Right on top, we have two water tanks, one for clean water and one for the waste. And then the robot itself. It also has some film on the front that needs to be removed before use. And also on the top. On the back of the base station, we have the power input right here with a standard C13 cable. Let's also check out the accessories box, where we have the C13 power cable I was talking about, a user manual, a front brush and a spare HEPA filter, floor cleaning solution, and a spare cleaning roller. Let me get this situated on the floor, and then I'll take you through the initial app setup. The installation for the front brush is super easy. You just have to clip it in its place. Toolless and nice. This front panel here is held on with magnets, so it's super easy to remove. And then we see we already have installed the dust bag, and here is where we're supposed to put the floor cleaning solution. It has a small line here, above which you're not supposed to fill it anymore. We're just gonna put a little bit in here, push it back in, and reattach the front panel with magnets. Super easy. So once we install the Lefant app, we're gonna go ahead and open that. We have to create an account, and then on the main screen we can add a device. This is an M5 Pro. Now we need to press and hold the start button for 6 seconds.
Please connect to the wireless network according to the instructions on the mobile app.
And here is the M5 Pro.
Connecting to the wireless network. Please wait. Connection successful.
And here on the main page, we see we have 27% battery and it's charging, and we can enter the device setup. The M5 Pro is super intelligent. It has a carpet detection option. When this is enabled, it will raise the brush 8 millimeters and it will turn on higher power suction for the vacuum. We're gonna leave that turned on, and we can also adjust the device volume or how loud it is. I will let this get a bit more charge, and then we'll be back with mapping this room and putting it to the test. Okay, let's first check out the robot vacuum itself before we start mapping out the room and doing any kind of vacuuming. On the top, we have this lid that comes out, and here we have the water reservoir and then the dust canister. Inside it has a filter that can be replaced. It has a small clip on the side. You just pull on that and then the filter comes out. It can be washed or replaced. Right down in here, we have the LiDAR sensor. There's also a power button on top. And then there are also a bunch more sensors here along the front. So it has up to 180-degree obstacle avoidance. On the bottom, we have the standard roller, the rotating bristle brush, two independently spring-loaded rubberized wheels. These are going to provide very good traction for the robot. Now the V-brush roller with the anti-tangle technology. It's super easy to remove. You just lift it to one side and it comes out. As you can see, it has both rubber and brushes, and it has this V shape to gather hair and not have it tangled. There's also a comb here for cleaning this brush, and reinstalling it is super simple. You just index it on one side and drop it back in. we have the mop itself, which is 20 centimeters, bigger than previous generations, meaning it's going to clean more of an area in one pass, resulting in less passes overall, so faster clean. You can also, of course, take this out to replace it. And if we look inside here, this is something new and exciting. There are 16 independent freshwater nozzles for cleaning the mop, and also a vacuum squeegee to remove the moisture from the mop in real time, resulting in a much better clean. On the sides here, we can see 2 vents for the vacuuming. There is charging contacts here on the back for when it docks, it's going to use this to charge the robot itself. And then also on the other side, we have here the chute where the robot is going to clean the inside dustbin to the main unit. Let's start doing a map of this room and see how well it can clean it up. One thing I need to mention is that the included power cable is pretty short, so you'll need either an extension cord or a wall socket pretty close to the base station. Let's start mapping out the room now. So within the app, we enter the robot, we enter map management, we need to create a new map, enable map, and we're gonna do fast mapping. Let's see how well it deals with a pretty challenging scenario, because here in the studio we have a bunch of lights, cables, some desks and some other tables, so it's gonna be interesting to see how it deals with that. I know I kind of put it on the spot, but if it can navigate this challenging scenario, I'm confident it can navigate everything. So let's go, little robot, show us what you can do. Oh, it encountered a cable. I hope it's not gonna pull on it. Okay, we're clear. So now that the room mapping is done, let's go ahead and set a no-go zone towards all the lights and all the cables, so it doesn't knock anything over. And then I'm gonna sprinkle some artificial dust on top of whatever is in the office to see how well it can get ahead and clean that. So we enter here, we're gonna edit this map, set no-go zones, we're gonna zoom in a little bit, we're gonna add an area, and let's extend it, let's say, all the way up to here. And we're gonna add another area right over here, so you can keep it contained to this area of the studio where I can actually film. And we're gonna save this. If you have multiple rooms, you can go to cleaning order, and then you can select which room gets cleaned first. It's not the case right now for us. We can also select zones, but I'm just gonna go with the full house. And then we can change the cleaning mode, vacuum, vacuum and mopping, and also custom. We're gonna do both. The cleaning suction power basically determines how strong the vacuum on the robot is gonna be. Let's leave it at this 3 out of 4 stage. And then water level, how much water is gonna drip onto the roller. Let's go with medium. Mop washing interval, I'm gonna set it to the highest, so I can see how dirty it can get and how much dirt it can get out of the brush by the end. And now it's gonna start cleaning, so I'm gonna get out of its way and see the results afterwards. So we have a pretty challenging scenario here for the little Lefant M5 Pro vacuum. Let's say I was a very careless cook. A lot of stuff from my kitchen just fell onto the ground, but also in my kitchen there's a carpet. So let's see how the M5 Pro deals with that. I have set it to vacuum and mop, and we'll see the results at the end. Of course, because this is a smart vacuum, you don't need to manually press the on button. You can start the clean from right here, or you can schedule tasks for it. So let's see how it goes. Right now it's doing the routine to wet the mop before it starts actually going en route and vacuuming. Come on, little robot, let's go. So now it picked up the brush while it was going on top of the carpet, which is very smart. It has up to an 8mm pickup for the brush. Here you saw it again. You can clearly see here the water streak. It's doing a very good and thorough clean. And it picked up the brush again. Very nice. In hindsight, I should have made the no-go zone a bit wider so it doesn't go under the table, but that's fine. You can see how it deals with obstacle avoidance. As we can see on the app, it did an outline of the room that it's cleaning, and now it's gonna go and clean the inside as well. Brush up on the carpet. Wow, it's doing a great job picking up all the dirt like nobody's business. Good job, little Lefant robot. If we look behind, nothing. Clean. No problem. It's just so easy for it to pick up all the crumbs and all the small pieces of dirt. I'm actually gonna stop it so it doesn't return to the dock yet, because I want to see how much dirt it trapped in the actual container that it has on the robot. So let's see how much dirt it actually trapped in its reservoir.
Dustbin has been taken out. Please clean the dustbin.
That is impressive. Look at how much stuff there is in here. On top of all the hair and all the dust that it picked up. Crazy. Check this out.
Dustbin set.
I'm gonna put it back and see how much dust and dirt it can actually suck back into the base.
Start tracking.
Okay, now let's see how much dirt it actually sucked back into the base station dustbin.
Dustbin.
This is impressive. It's literally brand new. After one cycle of emptying this little canister, it's just like it's brand new.
Dustbin set.
Of course, from the app, you can select to return the robot to the base station.
Returning to charging dock. Start charging.
And once the robot is docked, you can manually start the dust collection or wash the mop that is on the robot. There are also some shortcuts here that are pretty useful. So for example, if you want to change the mop washing interval, you can do it right here. Also the temperature of the water that's washing the mop. It can be hot water, better to clean it, or room temperature if you don't have any difficult stains. We're just gonna leave it on hot water. Another option here is to choose how long the drying time for the mop is gonna be. 3 or 4 hours looks like a good middle ground. We're gonna select 3 hours and choose the dust collection mode. I myself prefer Smart, which is gonna collect dust after each cleaning. Of course, on the top right, we can see the battery level, and there are some settings here. You can rename this one specific robot. You can choose its schedule if you want to run it every day on a specific time. You can create more maps. Enable Do Not Disturb mode for a specific time interval. Continue cleaning, I suggest you turn on. If you have a very big house and the battery runs out, while it's cleaning, it's gonna go back, charge the battery and continue cleaning. And some settings for the base station that we adjusted earlier from the quick menu. Of course, we have carpet detection here, and I'm gonna enable carpet booster, which is gonna increase the suction power when it detects a carpet to properly clean it. There are also some other options here, like Find My Robot, if you lost it. And of course, if you cannot hear it, you can increase the volume. Another option is to remote control the robot. Have options for spot cleaning. If you have a stubborn area, you can just target that one. Smart voice assistant, if you want to integrate it into your house. Problem log reporting, some product information. And this is basically it. I'm gonna let it finish cleaning the mop, and we'll be back for some conclusions. Now that the full cleaning cycle is done, let's check out the dirty water tank. And even though the plastic container is an opaque gray, I hope you can see the water inside is very dirty. So clearly it was doing a good job cleaning the floor and then cleaning the mop on the device. If we take a look at the robot itself, the mop is spotless. It was cleaned properly. There is no spots, nothing left on it.
Floor not found. Please put me back down.
Okay, I'll put it back down. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna dock it. So, conclusion time. Considering the amount of stuff I artificially put on the floor to simulate a very dirty environment, the Lefant M5 Pro did a wonderful job. It vacuumed everything, and most surprisingly, by the end, when the included dust canister got emptied into the base station, there was nothing left in the small dust canister in the robot. So that proves that it has a very good transfer of dirt, and you will not get any leftover dirt in the actual robot. So the next time it goes to clean, it's gonna have an empty tank and be ready to go. Another thing that I appreciate is the carpet detection. It's gonna lift the roller 8 millimeters to make sure it clears the carpet. And the auto cleaning of the roller is also super nice. You have the option to choose the hot water, which is 75 degrees, but also the drying for the mop is done with cold air. That means it's gonna have no bacteria and no unpleasant smells, giving it a long service life. So their claims of it being zero involvement, it just does its thing, it cleans your floors, and you don't have to worry about it, are true, and it's actually gonna be a time saver. I have a regular not so smart robot at my house where I need to put water in it and do everything. This one just does it itself. You don't need to worry about it. Only thing you need to do, top off the clean water, empty the dirty one, and from time to time, of course, change the dust bag from the base station, which is eventually going to get full. The app is really polished. I like the way you can schedule cleaning cycles. I like the way you can add avoidance zones, which actually work. I did that here for the studio, of course. I don't want it to run into any of these lights. The quick change bristle brush in the front is super easy. You don't even need one screwdriver to change it out. You just pop it out, put a new one back in, super easy. And the obstacle avoidance seems to work perfectly fine. Even when I put my foot in front of it to prevent it from going into a specific area, it registered that no problem, turned around and kept going. So would I recommend the M5 Pro? Absolutely. The option to have multiple maps for different rooms or different schedules, plus the cleaning of the roller and the quick change option are amazing. If you want to pick one up, there's going to be a link down in the description as always. And if you like the video, consider giving it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more videos like this one, and see you next time.